What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today we're going to be looking at the mysteries that are going to be embedded within Hogwarts Legacy, and not just the mysteries, but the ones that have not been, in a sense, properly fleshed out from all of the marketing material that's being provided for us. One of my audience members asked me a question yesterday on my video where I talked about, my final decision getting the game on PC and a few things that I'm excited for. And I replied and said, for the most part, I've kept a lot of my knowledge largely vague about the game. And if you notice, my video coverage of this game compared to, say, a game like Gotham Knights or Suicide Squad has been very, very minimal. This has been mostly intentional so that I can actually discover and enjoy the unveiling of things as they're coming to light. Also, I wanted to get the PC version so I could get the digital deluxe for much less than you buy it on on console, so I can actually jump in day one and not be tempted to look at any spoilers. And I think one of the best things that actually came out of this conversation was a lot of the discovery will be so much fun and so much more worth it, because it seems like the world and the way they've layered things is there to just continue to unfold so that you, as the player, you're going to just discover the entire Hogwarts Legacy, the entirety of Hogwarts in a video game. This brings me to another aspect of the game where I want to also talk about expectations, because I strongly believe a lot of people are going to be going into this game with their expectations, basically through the roof. And I wanted to make sure that we can actually just go ahead and kind of establish a few things. Number one, this game, I think, to me, is more of an exhibition of the world of Hogwarts itself. It's going to have its own story for sure. It's going to have in my opinion anyways, a very detailed presentation of the world from what we've seen. But I think a lot of folk here in our community also need to understand that when it comes down to, doing a game like this, you'd have to either choose one or the other. So the depth of the story and the world building seem like they're going to be solid on their own. But one thing some people have expressed concerns about, and this is not the first time I've seen it, is pacing. Now, I wanted to go ahead and just say that, as for pacing, you really have to understand that, the way the game is going to go, the game is supposedly going to play like an introduction in a sense. Hence, you're going to probably have to adapt to a different style of pacing. It's not going to be your fast-paced Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire action thrilling, movie. So that's going to be something that a lot of folk need to probably expect that this is probably not going to be. Now, you're more than likely going to get sequences. I mean, if you look at the gameplay trailer from yesterday, where, they're going to be action sequences, they're going to be harrowing sequences where, you escape by the, the skin of your tooth or something like that. But I don't necessarily think that you're going to have this entire fun-filled ride from beginning to the end of the game, because there are going to be breaks. There are going to be times where you have to maybe go level up, or maybe learn a new magical spell or something of that nature. So these are the things that you have to take into consideration as the game unfolds. So I'm in the, frame of mind where I'm ready for how all of this is going to play out, because to me, I'm going to take the approach of discovery in terms of this game. And if anything were to come about in terms of the action and so on and so forth, I think that's going to be a plus for me. Now, another side of things is the combat. We've gotten to see some of the combat mechanics. We've gotten to see some of the combat, play out in, full. But another thing someone asked was, how is the combat going to actually influence the game in terms of how much of it we're going to have and so on and so forth? I think over the course of the game's progression, because you will have a plot line that actually puts you in the protagonist's shoes and is having you pretty much go at some antagonistic type elements, I think it's going to be a very fun experience overall, because that's going to kind of get you into the position where you're going to be doing these combat sequences, and you're going to have to then flesh out the RPG mechanics. And so I think there'll be sufficient encounters for you to be able to go ahead and, fight to your heart's content. There's not going to be any limitations, in my opinion, especially having the Dark Arts Battle Arena. If you want to just go in there and you want to just, beat things up, you can also do that. So I think the game is going to have a balance of everything, as the game is an introductory to this world. And maybe as we start to see sequels, we'll start to see some extra aspects of it, like, maybe Quidditch, or maybe having some, really cool elements that you have. But you don't want to make your video game bloated. You want to have your video game focused on what it is that the game is actually set out to achieve. So these are just my thoughts so far on mysteries, discovery, and pacing, as well as how the game is going to progress in terms of action and discovery. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what it is that you're looking forward to about this game that you don't know yet. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate you guys' time and audience, and hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.